Hey guys, thanks for coming back to the channel. Catch the Breeze here, along with
Joe Sanders. Hello.
the hubs. We have not been on camera in a little while, a few weeks actually. Just some stuff was going on. We needed to take a little break, and so now here we are. How you guys doing? Happy fall. Second day of fall.
It's nice.
Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know why we haven't been on camera. Because
Fires.
we've been in the middle of wildfire season here in California. So it's been crazy. I mean,
COVID
between
and everything else.
Exactly. So what a year, right? I think everybody's ready to like wrap up the year and move on to 2021. But anyway, I have been still running when I've been able to run. I ran the Boston Virtual Marathon last week. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so got my credit for that. And I'm waiting for my swag. I can't wait to see what I get. So
You gotta get a cookie.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a big cookie. Speaking of cookies, I'm super excited. I got this buff for completing the cookie challenge on Strava.
It would be better if it was an edible buff.
So yeah, so I thought that was kind of nice. What do you guys think, huh? I'm gonna be wearing this. So
Oh my God, edible buffs.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to carry your fuel.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you just put it on your head and then just chip away at it, and before you know it, it's gone. But anyway, so super happy about this, my beautiful cookie buff. So I'm going to be wearing that this winter. And what else? Oh, okay, so Together Relay. I am running the Together Relay with my team, Dexy's Midnight Runners, and we are at the top of the leaderboard. Woohoo! So happy about that. We have our 5-person relay team, and we've completed just over 20 segments with, I don't know, several more to go because there are 70 segments total.
There's a lot of segments.
There's a lot of segments. So, and
It's
they're
too much
all
work
over.
for me.
They're all over. It's basically 400 miles on the Bay Area Ridge Trail, and you know, logistics are crazy. So if anybody decides they want to do this next year, just know that there are some serious logistics. Like you can get lost, and we've had teammates run off the
But
course.
is it fun?
And it's a blast, yeah. Actually, Rich, who's the cameraman and producer of these videos, he has been awesome, and he's been collecting some of the film from our segments, and so look for that on the channel. We'll be posting those up in a few weeks or so you guys can get an idea of some of the terrain that we're running on. And that's basically it for me. How about you? What have you been doing? What's been going on?
I've been doing a lot of yard work. I'm building a courtyard.
Yeah.
So I haven't been running much within the last couple of weeks because I've been working at a house, building a courtyard, getting some strength training in. But that's what I've been mainly focusing on lately. I've been doing a lot of studying about strength training, specifically how it could help runners. I know most runners out there are afraid they're going to put muscle on, and I understand why. Muscle's heavy. Mm-hmm. And but you know, with strength, not muscle, with strength, you move easier, and if you move easier, you're going to run faster. So actually, I've been studying is Bruce Lee. Believe it or not, Bruce Lee. It's actually really interesting. So I started out studying. I would watch the bodybuilder stuff and realize that, hey, you know, lots of reps, like they told us in high school. Oh, you're an endurance athlete, do lots of reps. Actually puts muscle on.
Right.
Causes more blood flow to go in. And then I started watching pure strength trainers like Olympic weightlifters and power lifters, where they're doing 1 or 2 reps, and now their diet is specific in terms of they're taking in a lot of protein, doing 1 or 2 reps, but you'll build more strength doing that than you will doing lots of reps, and that will help you running more. As long as you don't take in too much protein, you're not going to build, those individual muscle fibers are not going to become enlarged and bigger. They will to a certain point. And then I came across Bruce Lee and found out he only weighed 130 pounds. And he was incredibly strong, incredibly ripped, and incredibly fast and powerful. And I was wondering how he got that way, if it was just genetic or what it was. And so I found out the type of training that he did was isometric training, which is something I knew about in high school, but I didn't do it. I tried it a couple times. I'm like, this is not going to help. And The thing about isometrics is it doesn't bring you through a range of motion. So with the weightlifting, let's say you're working a bicep, just for instance. Right? You wouldn't want to really work your biceps because they don't help you in running that much. But when you go through a range of motion, you rip down the muscle fibers and then they become enlarged or strengthened. But with isometric, you're actually pushing against something 100% effort for only 6 to 8 seconds. And what that does is that recruits more muscle fiber. So you don't get bigger muscle fibers, you recruit more muscle fiber. And
so you're not hypertrophy. You're not growing the muscle.
You're not growing the muscle,
but you're at its.
You're recruiting other.
Right.
So a typical runner is lucky if they use 50%, is what I read, of their muscle fibers. So if they're only using 50%, that means there's 50% more improvement there if you can recruit other muscle fibers that are being inactive. So what Bruce Lee did was he did this training and got incredibly powerful, incredibly fast, and he didn't become huge. He stayed a smaller man.
Yeah, he's very compact.
And became very ripped. So I'm playing around with that right now, specifically for runners and how to develop a program of isometrics for running performance. The thing about the isometrics is that you, like for the bicep, for instance, so everybody has a weak point in a range of motion where they can't, like let's say you're doing a bicep curl and it's like you're stuck right here. So you can put something there, use all your resistance in that weak spot and work and recruit those muscle fibers to get past that weakness. So for a runner, it might be your glutes or your upper hamstring attachment to the glute, where a lot of runners who try to go into speed work get injured. Well, it's because it's not used most of the time, and then you go from long, slow running to doing sprint work and wonder why you got injured. Well, you can use isometrics to strengthen and massively increase performance and decrease injury with isometric work. It's probably going to become the all the rage now. I don't know.
Well, yeah, now that you've announced it. But no.
But I've been playing around with it.
That's cool though.
It's actually,
I mean, that's great.
I'm already feeling a difference. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I think again now is the time to be playing around with a lot of this because there aren't any races happening, so therefore it's important to start.
And that's the other thing is like
focusing on strength.
Like I was going to go into this huge thing where I do a hell week and then a couple easy weeks and then another hell week by doing multiple runs per day to get all this volume in. And I started reading, our systems are all different. I mean, we have the musculature system, we have the cardiovascular system, we have, different versions of that. Yeah.
Essential nervous
system.
system.
I think most runners out there, their heart, lungs are pretty much maxed out unless they haven't been doing interval work or and so at some point where you just have to go, what am I going to do to increase my performance? I'm stuck.
Right.
I think this isometric strength training is the way to go to the next level.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting because we can build on that. We can
kind of show
inform you what that looks like.
I mean, I'm going to be 53 years old. I'm not planning on winning Western States or setting a world record. So if I can help some young runners out there, then or even older runners who want to get injured.
Yeah. He could still do world record stuff, right? Totally. Maybe. I think so. That's great. That's great. So you guys, before I forget, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you can find out more about this isometric training.
And that goes into
that Coach Joe's going to be sharing in future segments. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you have all these different exercises that you're doing. Let's say you're doing lunges. Lunges aren't going to get you far.
Right.
You can do your clamshells. They're not going to get you that far. You can do clamshells all day long. It's just not effective. But that being said, there is this product out now. It
just came out, released.
They're made by the same egg weight company, but they're ergonomic specifically for running.
And they're called running pods.
And they fit, I gotta tell you, even though they look funny, they fit like absolutely perfect in your hand. And the things that this is going to help you with, I think, in my mind, is it's going to bring you through a bigger range of motion because you have that weight traveling. It's going to correct any crossover because of the weight. Right. So I think it's going to definitely help with crossover. I think it will definitely. I remember when I was a kid and I was running and I put ankle weights on it. I walked around all day in these ankle weights, and then I took them off and I was like, oh my God, I felt like I could fly. And there's something to that.
Right.
And I think that would probably be the same thing with this.
With the
Where I see a problem though is for people who are concerned about impressing people on Strava by their average overall pace. Yeah, these are going to slow you down, but you're probably going to burn more calories because you're carrying weight. You're going to have a higher heart rate.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to
strength.
You're going to get more bang
Strength
for every step that you take. Basically, is
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I see with these. But you have to get over the mental aspect of I'm not moving as fast. You're on your social stuff, and people go, oh, Joe, you were only running 830 miles today.
Mm-hmm.
If you're worried about that, then you could always say ran today with 2 pounds of iron in both hands, and then that's going to give.
Right.
I mean, the thing is that when I was riding bikes, I had filled my down tubes with lead, and my bike was heavier. And in the beginning, when people would pass me, the bike weighed almost 50 pounds. When people would pass me, it was hard mentally. I was like, I want to go drop these people. But then it's a really interesting thing happened, is my mentality started to change. And I started to ride on this heavy bike, especially mainly on the hills. And people would come flying by me, some old guy would come by me. And then I would be like, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then it became like this thing in the back of my head, like it was my own little secret.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. And I would start, every time somebody passed me, I would just kind of giggle inside.
Yeah.
And I got so excited as I built this strength on this lead bike, coupled with the fact that I was doing massive leg workouts with some power lifters. I mean, when I went from all that, I did like 3 months of that work. And when I got on what was light back then, which was a 19-pound steel bike, not like the bikes that are out there now.
Yeah.
It felt like
Made a difference.
nothing. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I took the team Belly Jelly guys, and the whole team, I dropped them going out towards Watsonville. I mean, I never saw them again.
Yeah.
And it was such an unreal feeling.
Yeah.
Going back to kind of like the ankle weights, right? If you do ankle weight box jumps and you increase the weight a little bit over time,
Right.
and then you take those ankle weights off.
Yeah, you're gonna fly.
Just,
and that's the thing. That's the same concept, right? Is
you
if you're
just
holding,
have to get over the fact
Yes.
that you are going to run slower with these.
right? And the goal is that they are building integral strength, and
core,
that they
too.
are a feedback tool for you to remember where your arms are, where you are in terms of motion when you hold on to them. So. So thanks for explaining that, because that's awesome. We're gonna have to start to wrap up, but did you want to say something? Sorry.
Oh no, nothing. I hope everybody's training. Also one thing I was to say is, in this downtime, don't get caught up in mileage. Don't get caught up into all this stuff. Just listen to your body. I mean, as a coach, when I was younger, people would say, "Oh, listen to your body," but you want to go fast and you want to go out there, you want to have all those feelings, and you want to be exhausted at the end of the day. Day to day in your training, just listen to your body. It will tell you what you can do on that day. The first 15 minutes of every run, just go slow, and that will give you the feedback that you need in your training to not get injured and to not mentally take that reservoir down, but to build it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. And it's a good way to wrap this up. So thanks for sharing that.
No worries.
So you guys, if you want to know more about the running pods, go to eggweights.com. There will be a link at the end of this video. Check them out. Check out your running pods. I want to see you guys share on Instagram, Facebook. If you order these guys, I want to know what you're doing for workouts. You can tag me, Catch the Breeze on Instagram. Also, check out my Facebook page. You can tag Coach Joe too at 34 Bites. And again, just hit that subscribe button so you guys know when we're going to be back. Okay? So enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Happy fall. And follow me at Catch the Breeze.
Ciao.